Hi, it's Anastasia here, and welcome to this channel where we are exploring ways of improving your user and customer experience of your organization, of your product. But most of all, we are working on introducing a UX Zen mindset in your company so that everyone in your team and your organization is constantly focused on improving the overall customer experience of your platform or application. So thanks so much for tuning in. And in today's video, I really want to talk about something that a lot of companies really don't like. And it's a bad customer feedback. Obviously, it sucks. It's horrible when your customers complain about your product, complain about your services. But I would like to talk about why I absolutely love bad customer feedback. Okay, so first of all, it's important to say that people and your customers and users only will give you a bad feedback when they're very unhappy about your product. They usually don't really give you any comments or any feedback when everything goes well. That's because a good customer experience, a good user experience is invisible, right? People just don't notice it because it's not in their way. So it's only when things don't work, they will go to App Store and comment, or they will go on other platform or whatever kind of platform for giving you feedback or rating, and they will complain about experience they've had with your product, platform, or application. So what do you do next? Let's say you're getting lots of bad feedback. Let's say you relaunched or like redesign application or your platform, and you spend lots of time and money on this, but actually the result out of that was that your customers are really complaining and they really want to go back to how things were. So what I heard many times is organization then trying to say, oh well, people are used to the old platform and people don't like change, and that's why they're complaining. And they're trying to hide away from actual bad feedback. One of the reasons for hiding away from bad feedback is that people are really afraid that they will be blamed for bad feedback. Okay, so especially in big organizations, obviously, it's a big problem because people don't want to get, not get a promotion or not get a bonus at the end of the year. So they will literally do anything not to talk about bad feedback, or they will just instead focus on only good stuff, right? Good comments, good quotes from the customers. And so especially with the top management, they might never really hear what's really going on the kind of customer level. But I actually absolutely love really bad customer feedback. The reason for that is that actually that gives you a real insight on how people using your product, right? Because they very often in their comments and their feedback, they will give you a bit more context. So for example, oh my God, I was on the way to a concert and then I opened up your app and then I couldn't use the ticket and I was in the queue. So it will give you a lot of kind of personal insight, like a look into how actually people using your product when, and so on and so on. So that is fantastic piece of like information, and it will help you improve your product, thinking about and taking into account that information. Also, quite often people in those bad comments, they give you lots of ideas. So people like can tell you, okay, well, you know what, this really sucks, but what I really want is X, Y, Z. And those very often are scenarios that you might not have thought about at all, because simply because you are not the user of your platform. You might think that you are, but very often you're not. So so actually, like I said, I really like bad feedback. I really like analyzing it and so on. So the question really is, where can you find your sort of bad bad feedback? So the answer is very simple. So you can find it in App Store reviews, or Google Store reviews. You can also find it in beta group users. So if you, for example, create, say, Facebook or LinkedIn kind of groups of friendly customers, you can also like ask them to give you feedback over there. I always try to be very careful though with friendly customers, because they very often don't want to offend you, so they might not give you the full feedback that you would kind of need to get, so they might be much more careful with you. Another amazing place for getting all of the negative feedback and analyzing is customer service calls. So it's enough even to just chat to your customer service kind of people who work in customer service, and surely they will tell you what's actually repeated most of the times. But I also really like listening to those calls. A lot of people in successful companies, they even CEOs or COOs actually listen to the customer services phone calls and what people actually complain about. So it is a fantastic way of really understanding what's going on with your customers. Now, another great way of getting that feedback is doing user sessions, basically just like getting 10 to 20 customers, and especially the ones who actually complain, who have negative views on the product, or for example left you and went to a competitor. If you can get such people, that is a fantastic source of information. You can also run surveys. Surveys are really good, but they're only really good if they're based on some qualitative data. So I would strongly recommend running the surveys alongside the user sessions. So I would recommend doing user session first, and based on the information provided by people during those sessions, then I would be creating surveys, always leaving some open-ended questions, so that we don't actually direct people into our biased understanding of the situation. You can also chat to people on your LinkedIn page, Facebook page, so you can just directly reach out to them and have a conversation. You can have a look, it depends on your business, obviously, have a look also at the Google reviews, but also you can use internal tools, right? You can install internal feedback tools that can kind of in live kind of collect feedback from people. So let's say somebody is on your platform and they can provide you feedback about stuff, or even on your app. There's ways of there's several applications that allow you to kind of say, for example, shake your phone and provide feedback, like take a screen grab of the of where you are in the application and add some comments, and so users can actually send you really easily feedback. I personally collect feedback. I use Excel spreadsheet or Google Doc. I collect that feedback and I group it and categorize it. Obviously, like I said, I'm mostly interested in negative feedback, which probably if you analyze your feedback collection tool, you will see that the majority of feedback is pretty bad, which is why, I mentioned that already at the beginning of this video, that people really want to give you bad feedback, because when everything goes well, they just don't want to waste their time on telling you how amazing you are. So this is what I wanted to kind of convey today. I would say I love negative feedback because it's a time of like embracing it and evolving your organization. It's a great time, an opportunity to find new features and actually really putting your customer in the center of the entire process. So if you found this video interesting, please like this video. If you want to like more content like this, please subscribe to this channel. And if you have any questions about customer feedback or how to deal with this in more detail, please comment below, ask questions, but most importantly, please stay UX zen and happy when working on your product. See you in the next video.